Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I got another guest for y'all. I want to welcome Katie from Texas. She's a former CNN journalist, and now she has become targeted, and she wants to come on and talk about that. So, welcome, Katie.
Hi, thank you for interviewing me today.
No problem.
I'm a big fan of yours, Kevin, and I stand behind you 2,000,000%.
Thank
And I
you.
know between the two of us and other people that have been following you, we're going to be the ones that change this and get these gang stalkers caught.
I believe you. I believe you. We're definitely making a splash. So, um, tell me about your situation.
My situation is highly unusual. There are things that are the traditional gang stalking 101, where they pick on you, they isolate you, they take away from your family, they ruin your life. My name, my reputation, my bank accounts, everything has been ruined, destroyed. The typical gang stalking problem. My gang stalkers are police here in Boerne, Texas. They are Marines or Navy, excuse me, in Corpus Christi, Texas. They are FBI agents in San Antonio, Texas. And from what I understand, I don't have 100% verification that there are professional sports players out of Houston, Texas. If you know anything about gang stalking and how they actually use certain states on a band where they follow through on certain areas. And if you track me everywhere I've gone, uh, it is on a traditional track. Texas buys friendships from Arizona to Colorado to certain states, and they can go back and forth and not be noticed. My gang stalking started when they isolated me from my husband, and I didn't realize at the time that it was happening. It was very methodical. And then they started breaking into my house in Houston, Texas. I went to the police. They said I needed to get a face before I could get a restraining order. The restraining order, I never have been able to get. I've been to the police over 20 times now, and they would send me to the FBI. The FBI would send me back to the police, and I was getting nowhere. I have lost everything. I'm the girl that is called on the dark web, murder the socialite on Millionaires Row. That's one of the terms. One of the terms of it is kill Philly. And my gang stalkers are actually serial killers. This is fact. I actually got to the Attorney General. I have 3 senators assigned to me that understand our crime that we go through, Kevin, and so many people. I am actually a whistleblower for Texas. Once you become a whistleblower, it is silent in a way, and it's the worst thing. 3 people that have stood up against this group are now dead. My group is incredibly cruel, and they like to show off what they do because they have the power in the cloud of wearing badges, of wearing FBI agents, of wearing military. So they pose as the good guys when they're not. Now, am I saying police, FBI, military are awful? Absolutely not. There's many in this town and many in Texas and the surrounding states I've been to that are amazing. It's a group, and they've been doing a crime spree. And how they do this is they come into smaller, affluent towns where everybody knows everybody. There's a lot of money, and they come in as opposed in the sheriff's departments, in the regular police departments, in the military, and they hide behind where we're getting construction done, new roads, new businesses. And so with new people coming in, then it's classified as, well, there's more people coming in, so there's going to be more crime. And they're very methodical and careful about what they do, but they do slip up. They actually changed my driver's record, falsified it. It got caught. They've been caught in 3 separate lies about crimes that they falsified. So there are some good things that have come across that are on my side. It's a constant battle every day to just survive. They have stolen my Highlander. They have hacked my account. My bank account is hacked nonstop. My phones, I've gone through 14 phones. 9 of them have been stolen. Anytime I get any true, authentic verification of who they are, it's gone. They can break into anywhere I go, from whether it's a hotel room to a friend's house to my parents' house. No matter where I go, they can get in. And that's they're using their power in the clout that they have. It's a huge spider web of who this group is. And the group that bothers you, Kevin, they have a rivalry, is what it seems like. And everything that I'm seeing you go through, I went through more than a year ago. And I had to walk this path by myself. I was incredibly popular, very well known in the community, within the states. Anything I did, it turned to gold. And I had friends. I always paid it forward. All I was a happy-go-lucky girl that just wanted to be happy, loved to dance, loved to be with people, and loved to help. I've been in the auto industry for more than 12 years. I just luck. And when I moved back from England, I had to buy a car, and I did not know. I was talking to the owner of a dealership, and I looked around and I said, "Where are all the women?" He goes, "Women?" So I asked for a job and got hired. I didn't know a Corolla from a Tundra. And I love cars. I'm very passionate about cars. Since I was 2 years old, all I ever wanted to be was a race car driver. And that was it. And maybe a fireman. I'm very passionate about cars. The faster, the better. I'm a fast driver. And that's not me.
I don't mean to cut you off, but when I was a small child, probably 4 years old or something, guess what I wanted to be?
Race car driver.
Nope. I want to be one of those still. When I was a small child, I wanted to be a garbage man because I would see them hanging off the back of the truck, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That is cool. You know what I have to say? The garbage men that come through our community are so great. They're kind, they're sweet, they're friendly, and that's one thing about me. I never judge anybody. Anybody can be anybody, and you should never look at someone until you get to know them and look in their eyes and get to see their soul.
Yeah, well, it's a horrible job. It's a horrible job because when I was 17, I went and got a garbage man job, and I worked there for 3 days, and I had to quit because it literally just makes you want to throw up. It was summertime, and the smell was getting all into my sinuses, and you can't get rid of it. You can't. You taste garbage by the end of the day, and maggots, and it's just disgusting. So,
it's heartbreaking.
I got a lot of respect for those guys because it's not a job that I can do.
And that's me. I keep talking to my gang stalkers, and I say, go through what I go through. I said, just for one day, what you have put me through. And they're like, we would never go through the pain that we put you through. We would never go through the humiliation and the degradation that we do.
Well, they don't have to. They have access to neural monitoring, so it's impossible to gang stalk somebody that has access to this system.
I have tried every which way to get that, and I cannot. The heartbreaking thing about my group is they have a gift of, well, they're always 5 steps ahead. I've learned some very amazing things that many people don't know about driving. How your gang stalkers always know where you are. It's not just by your broadcasting, not by your neuro remote monitoring of your thoughts. With mine, they use all the traffic cameras. They can communicate from one main board, which we don't really realize. So they know where you are every friggin' minute, no matter where you are, and that's where they tie into the different states. So if you're traveling to a different state, they have their buddies in the different state and say, okay, she's on I-10 West at exit 578. She'll be to you in, 2 minutes. Never. Or shoot her tires out. Or, get her at the gas station and, and pick her up. I mean, I have been literally picked up and put in the back of a car with a sack over my head. That's how, how years were going to try to kill you and you got into a Valero station and, to save your life. I've had to do that like 7 times. Wherever I go, there's a policeman within 2 minutes of me. no matter what state I go to, whether it's Colorado, whether it's New Orleans, there's always a policeman right beside me, and it's a connection. My documents have been falsified. I have been falsified as being mentally unstable, as having fake warrants. And what I found out when my credit started getting ruined, that they can actually falsify health records, which I did not know. Once they get your name and your social security number, anybody can walk into a hospital and pose as you. And when I started learning this crime, I went to my family. My family and I were very close. My family hates me now. They think I'm bonkers, and I'm not. And once I got to Congress, they started explaining more about gang stalking and how it's related to the police, the FBI, the CIA. And I started going down the traditional methods. I am that format of the basic 10 steps. But I go one step further. I'm like you, Kevin. I'm a hybrid. I'm on the dark web broadcast like you. My thing is, with me, I have some people that have been in this industry for over 30 years. So I've got the combination where they come from old school military, so they hunt and they follow you, and they're predators, and they use their cop cars and they use their scanners to jam everything. And so they are always around me. They will walk into a bar to try to intimidate me. They will pay someone $100 to steal my handbag. They have the spare keys to my cars. They have friends that are locksmiths that will go in and, get keys. That's how big this group is. And my group is all about degradation, harming people. I have been, you name it, it's been done to me. People will come up to me and say, "Are you the girl that's supposed to be flung over the bridge?" And I'm like, "No, you've got the wrong person." They say all kinds of stuff, and they're incredibly cruel. They harm animals. They harm nice people. They like to make stunts, or stunts on other people, where they trip, they fall, they break things in front of me. It's heartbreaking. There's always a daily skit. I am a daily drama for murder, basically.
So,
and I'm still standing, so I will not step back. They did not know I was going to be as strong as I am.
right.
And they ruined my looks. I used to be pretty, but I still have my eyes and my teeth.
They do the same thing
and I
to
still
me.
have a
So
voice.
they, when people are able to overcome this type of situation, it's very baffling to them, because the whole idea is to destroy you. And if you start to overcome this, then it's troubling to all of these gang stalkers. And this is happening more and more because everybody's sick of this, and everybody that they try to target isn't just going to, commit suicide or whatever it is that they want.
Well, that's the goal. They thought they were going to actually put me, supposedly 8 people have bought me. Congress let me know that someone paid $10,000 to murder me in the Dominican Republic. They followed me to Canada. Canada actually tried to rescue me. I don't know if I told you that story before. And I have at least 9 broadcasts on it at all times. One sits in my right ear, nonstop. And he is actually someone that interviewed me on a radio station, and he slipped up. And I'm going to give his name. His name is Jeff Brady. He's a loser. He poses as a really good journalist, and he's not. And he can't write. Now, what they also do when they play with their broadcast, they can do a movie. I can watch a movie with my eyes open, and it comes through my eyes where nobody else can see it. I have not learned how that broadcasting technology happens. It happens in my right eye. And the stuff that they put through is so gross and so disgusting. I don't know how that, we all have a dark side and we all have a light side. But I don't know. And they say that this is what they have actually done. These people that I get to watch being murdered through like a film are actually real. And it is real life type. It's not like, they pick pieces of a movie, like from, something from the 80s or the 90s. It's like lifetime. It's like I'm watching something live through my eyes. And I don't know how that broadcast technology works yet. So that's something that you can work on.
Right. Well, I haven't experienced them actually putting broadcast into my eyes. I mean, if I could see broadcast, it's because the broadcast is around me, and I usually see in reflections and things like that. Or there's been times where I could actually see the real holograms that they broadcast. But if I was to see something,
That's why I keep doing this.
I have seen stuff in my mind before, like have a vision, almost like an imagination that I know is something that they broadcasted. And that's, it's a two-way connection when they're connected to you and they can see what you see. So, you could see what they see as well as you could see whatever they broadcast to you, but you would see that in your mind. And maybe that's what you're experiencing. I'm not really sure because I haven't experienced where I see things with my eyes that they...
I'm sorry. Say that again. I lost you. Yeah, no, I don't know how they do that yet. I haven't learned that technology, but they are very possessive of my eyes. So if I get in the car and I drive like 85 to 90 miles an hour, I'll close my eyes on the highway, and they have an absolute fit. So the broadcast, they do need your eyes. They usually show in these films when I'm like lying down and my eyes are closed, you can see it running. Or if I look to the side, there's always like something running. They do like to bother this eye, and they can actually make it move. I haven't learned that with the broadcast yet. They, like I said, my group is incredibly jealous of your group, and there's like a rivalry. So I don't know, and there's so many similarities of what you are going through now that I've already gone through.
Well, I want to tell you, my group is not any kind of police or any military or anybody official. I'm just dealing with locals.
I think yours are copycats. That's what I think. And I think they get the ideas from mine. But there's some kind of rivalry. They talk about you nonstop. Once I found you and I started learning everything, they never thought I would ever learn about gang stalking or EMF broadcasts or police are involved or the FBI. They didn't think I could learn anything. They knew I was highly intelligent. They knew I was incredibly smart. They know that I dig for the truth and I stand for the truth. And I don't care if I lose everybody in the world. I will always tell the truth. The truth always comes out. Once I started finding out that they actually had murdered people and they were covering up, and it's very easy when you have friends that are police, you have friends that are FBI, you have friends that are work in hospitals, and you have friends that are in mortuaries. They have a little circle and they think they can cover everything up. They can't. Especially now that California and New York are coming out, with so many laws and so many people are standing up, it's not as easy for them. They didn't think I would stand up and stay so prevalent in the city. I have made sure that I have met every single merchant, every single business person, almost every single person in the city. And I have told them, I say it in a way that each person can understand. Some, they can't absorb what we go through. You can't lay that heavy burden that, we go through hell and back. And I tell them either I'm going to be the best motivational speaker, changing laws around the planet, or I'm going to be truly that sci-fi lifetime murder mystery girl that's going to be made a movie of. It's going to be one or the other. And that's the truth. Some of the stuff that I have gone through is so far-fetched, but I see a pattern with you specifically. I've watched other people go through stuff in other videos. Whoever your group is and my group, there's some kind of communication and some kind of relationship.
Well, all of these gang stalkers, they all talk to each other. All of these gang stalkers talk to each other. They communicate, they're all on the same website, on the neuromonitoring site. So they all have the same, I've talked to people around the world and thousands of people, and most people experience the same sort of tactics. And just for the record, though, you do have artificial telepathy and they talk to you, right?
Oh, no, mine, I have at least 3 that talk to me nonstop.
Okay.
And that's what's so crazy. You know how they run it through a main computer? They call it a digiboard or whatever is what the verbiage. And it's always running nonstop through me. And it goes in, and I can hear when it's coming through. And they get upset when I can hear a tone and I can actually run or move, and I can actually miss it. So then it picks up on something else, from trees to metal to a chair to raindrops. Anything that moves, any kind of motion.
Right.
They'd love for you to be in a car. They want me to sit in a car all day long. And I have learned that they've actually, in my car, they throw toxins in it. They can physically put things inside the car. They have destroyed my cars. I have had some of the grossest stuff that I can't even put in my car. I will say dead murdered animals is one of their favorites. That's heartbreaking.
So you're saying they've put dead animals in your car?
Yeah, they have sliced them open. They have put dead animals in my car. I love animals. I'm all about nature. I'm all about animals. I'm all about living things. If you get on my fifth Facebook, you can see I'm a very easy, carefree, going person.
So why is it your fifth?
I haven't been able to have a life for the last 2 years. I haven't had a boyfriend in the last 2 years. I haven't been able to have a job for the last 2 years when I was the #1 equity manager in the entire nation. In the entire nation, I was known worldwide for what I did. So when I started finding out about this group, they go after mainly women. And they say some of the weirdest stuff, that they will go gay men's glee club. Each word is attached to something to do with movements. And I have found things where I've gotten on my phone and I just will randomly find something and I see something that's attached to me. I would love to get back to my original social media. And what I have found is anything that was tied into me that was very important, whether it was a former love or one of my former best friends was one of the top DJs in the world, and we knew each other in university when I went to London. His life got destroyed. Another trans DJ got harmed. Anything I was passionate about, they've been harmed. There's a track. Anybody that's been important to my life has been physically harmed or their life has been ruined. And through Bernie, when I meet people and I go into their house, they have a signature. They like to somehow destroy their homes. It's very distinct in every single home. It looks like they're too busy, or their cars are getting destroyed, their houses are getting destroyed. They have very distinct signatures. And it's not coincidence. Everywhere I go, there's a problem. They followed me to Canada. And they tried to murder me in the Dominican Republic. And I was just lucky. Lucky.
You've been all over the place.
It's an addiction for them. They can't get enough of harming you. They can't get enough of destroying you because they're trying to get a high from whatever they can't feel because they're psychopaths. That's what they are, honestly. And whatever this feeling that they're needing to get, they never can get. So they try to harm me and destroy me more and more and more. They're trying to serve me with fake papers today, my mom said. My mom and I were not the closest, but we were good. My mom hates me now, which is heartbreaking. I got written out of the will. I've always been able to stand on my feet. I've been self-supporting since I was 16. I went to 15 different schools. I was moved up very quickly, and I made my own money. And anything I want to do, I've always tried. I wasn't scared to try anything. But bottom line, I've never been hateful. I don't hold a grudge against people. I'm very kind-hearted. I'm very empathetic. And for people that are going through gang stalking, you're usually a very smart, outgoing, friendly person. That's who they're attracted to. Because they can't get the feeling like, I'm a total love bug. I love life. I love people. My signature is a heart. And the purpose for them was to destroy me and make me the ugliest girl possible. They have ruined my looks. They have actually broken my teeth. They have put acid in my teeth. They did not know that I was a L'Oreal model for my teeth. They did not know I was a hair model. I've lost more than 75% of my hair. They put chemicals. They'll come into a home. They'll put harsh chemicals into my shampoos. They will put chemicals inside the water. We have a well here in Texas. They will put chemicals in the wells. They have put chemicals on my clothes. Anything to harm me, they will do. They will come in and destroy my skincare, my makeup. I have gone through probably, I can't tell you, 50 lipsticks in the past year. I used to get all that free. I mean, it's nuts what they do. They do stupid things. They cut the crotch out of my leggings. They would take one shoe a day. I mean, so I looked like a homeless, crazy loon. And the point was to make me look like I was schizophrenic. They told my parents, they lied to my parents and said I was. And I had to go through 3 therapists to prove my sanity. And I just found out yesterday, I have a doctor I go to for, I have a thyroid problem. And so she was asking me, and I hadn't seen her for a while, so I was trying to get some medication. And she goes, can you please tell me about your therapist? And I go, what therapist? I haven't seen a therapist in a year. So my gang stalkers will pose as people. They'll pose as doctors. They'll pose as policemen because they are policemen. They'll pose as FBI agents because they are FBI agents. And then you have the what I call the scum, the losers that are on their, the dark web broadcast that they pick up that are what I call addictive meth heads because they can't get enough of anything. And there's 3 that are incredibly harmful in particular that never stop. And mine, I know exactly what they're going to do at every single time because they run like a timer. And I've realized it's their work schedule. Like there's one from 6 to 6. There's one from, 6 to 8 that's harmful, So I know at 2 o'clock, I'm going to get the hell beaten out of me or something's going to be ruined. I know at 6 o'clock, my car is going to be vandalized. Or I know at, 11 o'clock, I'm going to have one that's trying to wake me up and just yell at me nonstop. Yeah, it's stupid things. That they're getting the whole town involved. Anywhere I go, I was in Houston a few days ago, and I went to go visit my very first guy I went out with when I moved to Houston. I've never had a bad relationship. If something didn't work out, I've always remained friends. If you find something good in someone, if you don't work out romantically, it's not a big deal. You all can remain friends. Don't have a jealous streak at all. I don't hold grudges. And I went to go see him, and something incredibly weird ruined him. And they did something to him, and I was shocked and flabbergasted. This guy owns his own gym. He had a lot going for him. I mean, he was a mama's boy, so, he still needed some growing up, but nobody's perfect. But they did something that destroyed him, and he couldn't even talk to me. And I was heartbroken over that because everywhere I go, to anybody I care about, they're harmed. And that's their thing. They like to harm everything in their path. And that's their gang stalkers.
Right.
But they make it a game.
They're
It's
very
like,
destructive.
they call me baby, hide the baby. Take the baby to the city. Hide her because people are looking for her. Sniffers have come into town. FBI agents or somebody's figuring out. Then my phone gets stolen. Then my social media gets hacked again. Everything's hacked on me. Can you imagine not having a life? I'm sold for going to the restroom. I'm sold for they make a lot of money off me. I am sold for taking a shower. I am sold for drinking a beer. I mean, that's stupid stuff.
Right.
That's EMF broadcasting. You haven't gotten to that part, I don't think.
Well,
And I'm talking too much.
Yeah, our situations are definitely different. I mostly experience artificial telepathy. I definitely experience the attacks. I happen to know a lot of the people that are involved with, or I know now most of the people that are involved with my situation, and I did know some of them personally, but I don't have police and agents doing things to me, and your situation definitely sounds a little more serious, but really,
I'm a hybrid. I have it interactive and on broadcast nonstop. I'm rolled 24 hours on broadcast, as we all are. That's our broadcast. But I'm sold a lot. And the point was to take a smart, pretty girl and destroy her in front of her family and friends. They thought it would only take 12 months with me. I found out, and they didn't realize how strong I was, and they didn't think I would find out one thing. And they say that you and I are incredibly strong, and that we're like the duo. Like, we're the ones that we drive them nuts. We are the gang stalker's nightmare, you and I.
Because we talk a lot.
Which is good.
We're out here talking about this stuff, and they don't want that. They don't want anybody talking about broadcast or artificial telepathy, or definitely doing anything to prove it. So, well, listen.
I'm very careful about what I say. I bet my face has gotten really red. They do something to me on the broadcast where they can actually, I think it's the chemicals that they put in the water, that it can actually turn my ear gets incredibly hot, and then my face will turn red, and they like to touch my nose. There's one guy that lives inside my nose. I know that sounds crazy. So unless you understand EMF broadcast, you will never. Now, can you hear the cicada or locust sound? Can you hear that? I'm going to turn it around.
Yeah, I can hear it a little bit.
Okay, that's gang stalker. That's how they come through with the broadcast.
Well, the broadcast can disperse on real sound. So if you hear that sound, then it would seem like the telepathy is coming through that sound. And I've experienced them coming through crickets and things like that as well.
Yeah, no, it can be. I can hear them through anything from trees to metal to anything.
Right.
Like that, how they start getting the broadcast tied in. It comes as a hidden gimmick. Whatever the broadcast, how they carry it, that's the way that it can carry through. And one of the gimmicks, or whatever the technology is, they also can make it sound like a bird sound coming through. And it's actually, truthfully, what Congress told me is it's actually real military weaponry. And that's how they get in and move from city to city, to make it sound undercover, so then they can maneuver it to be at a building or wherever, so then they can start the broadcasting through anything that moves or sound. As we know, it can be heard through water, it can be heard through metal, anything shaking.
Right. Well, listen.
Yeah.
I'd love to go over some more, but we're running out of time. So, do you have any? Do you have like a YouTube channel or anything you'd like to share with everybody?
I've had 2 YouTube channels, and anything that I put on, most of it has been stolen, and they put the crap on. Anything I have deleted has been put on. Anything positive or good where I look like a normal person and I'm explaining helpful things has been gone. I cannot get to my original YouTube.
Okay.
And that is under Katie Peterson, Katie Pieterse. And I just look at it as being a formal journalist. Once you're a journalist and a writer, you're always that. Any publicity, negative or bad, gets attention is good. I believe in helping anybody, and I know this stuff inside out like you. I have a few other things that are a step ahead that I haven't shared today because it sounds so far-fetched. I have gone through, I'm like Dr. Catherine Horton. I'm a combination. I'm a combination of Dr. Catherine Horton, and I'm a combination of you. I'm a hybrid, truthfully. So I'm old school and new school. And that's the weird thing. So when you have the old school technology coming through, and then you're on a broadcast set by whoever, and you can always tell when a new weirdo comes on because they're trying to use the technology. They don't know what they're doing. Then they go through the typical gang stalker script. You're like, oh my God, let me tell you what to do. What do you want to attack? You want to attack my ear? You want to attack my clothes? Are you going to come? So we have the fight. But it's unusual. So yes. Okay. So see that guy right there? He used to be a normal guy. Can you hear him? They attack that guy. They like to take people and harm them and then make them where they live under a bridge, as we know. Since we're running short, Kevin, you're amazing. I love your soul. And we definitely need to meet in person, and I can look like a real person. I'm glad that people are seeing me with my worst. If you can like me at my worst, you'll like me when we get strong again and we take these people down. And anybody I can help talk to about They don't understand what's going on. Like I said, I'm the best of both worlds. I've got the old school military on me plus the broadcast. So I'm a highly unusual situation, and I have police all over me. I have EMS all over me. I have planes and helicopters all over me. There's never a plane that's not within 2 minutes of me, nor a policeman. Now, our group, they are so big that they can actually falsify any document. I have sent evidence to every organization you can imagine, from CDC to Quantico, the real FBI, to Quantico, and everything that's been through FedEx for signature, first class, overnight, has been falsified. It shows it gets there, and it doesn't, and they bring it back to me and say, I got it. And it will show that it's a signature and it's been walked in. When Washington tries to call me with senators, they hack it and they stop it. That's how big this organization is. So when people are trying to figure out what's going on, and it seems so far-fetched, why am I getting harmed? Why am I, trying to me? Because I can talk to you one-on-one and tell you some things that will be very hard to embrace. But if I can tell it to you in a very easy manner, you'll grasp it and you can move forward with this problem. The thing I say is don't ever back down. 90% of people will never understand what we're going through. But the 10% that are, it only takes 5 people to change the world. And believe us. And there are so many laws coming out, is don't give up. I know there's a lot of people in pain. I know there's a lot of people losing everything. I've lost 90% of my life. I lost my Mercedes. That was a special Formula One, specially handcrafted car for them. I've lost my Highlander from them. I've lost my specialty Mini Cooper from them. I have lost my childhood photos, my photos from all over the world. And it's heartbreaking. I'm an artist, so making pottery, they have broken. So when people are going through things and they're losing their family and their friends, they can always turn to me and ask you, and I will talk to them anytime. I am never too busy to help, and I'm never too busy to explain this. Do my family and friends understand this? No. Do I talk about it on my Facebook? No. Am I going to send special things that someone that's going through this will understand? Absolutely. And what I say is stay positive. Try to work out. Mine do not let me work out. There's always a policeman around trying to pick me up if I'm working out. I used to run 12 miles a day. 12 miles a day, and I was going for 15. It's very important. And if I get vitamins, get this. Any kind of vitamins, I know every kind of vitamin to get over any kind of unhealthiness. If you're going through something where you're getting too hot or whatever with the broadcast, they can attack certain things that actually damage your cells and damages your skin and actually damages your hair. I know what to do. I've been in this industry for way too long for vitamins and natural things. Anything we're going through, we can deal with naturally. Then take my collagen pills and replace them with garlic pills. That's how stupid they are. And like charcoal toothpaste. Very important. Anything with charcoal in it, use on a daily basis. That will take out the toxins from the broadcast. And surprisingly enough, people don't realize we're getting toxins from a broadcast. That is harming our cellular, our system and our bloodstream. So anything with charcoal, anything with Epsom salt, use on a daily basis. They'll come in and they'll pour my toothpaste out. It's stupid stuff. I mean, that's how juvenile they are.
Right.
And that's healthy.
Well,
I know. So, rambling. So, anybody that needs help, I can help you. Between Kevin and I, we can change everything because we've got the best of both worlds. And we're both hands-on, which is important. I'm in the public, like people talking, and you're on the YouTube. They keep fighting. Anytime, my Twitter account, it took down. Because I actually got to the president, I actually got to Hillary, I actually got to people that were started listening to me and started saying, who's this little girl? What is she doing? Okay, we need to listen. I actually got to TV stations, and then went. So anytime I get 2 steps forward of them, they come in as tweet.
right.
So that's where you can compliment me, I can compliment you, and then your followers, we're going to change it. We'll go from there.
Okay, so
The interview's been very hard because I have someone in here that blah 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 as they do with the broadcast, trying to make it very hard for me to talk and not. They like to blink my eyes too much. I don't know how they do that with the technology, which hurts.
okay, well, I would love to have you on again. I'm definitely out of time now, so.
Some of the craziest. If you want some crazy stories, oh my gosh, the stuff I go through is a daily drama. I could go for 2 years, and the stuff I've been through is better than any movie. It's better than the movies that they show, whatever, how they do that broadcast off the broadcast, the double broadcast. I haven't learned that yet.
Right.
So that's something interesting to learn.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming on. Katie from Texas, everybody.
Okay. I love everybody that's watching this video. Stay positive, stay strong, and we're going to make it through this. And we need to meet, you and I, Kevin, because I've got some stuff that I can tell you that will rock this world for all your followers, and some inside secrets that I really can't share right here. And it's just getting to you, and then we can go from there.
All right, I appreciate it.
Okay, I appreciate you more. And I appreciate anybody that's watching you and following you. Love to everyone.
Thank you.
Take care. I gotta find somewhere. When I sit down, they puff my eyes out with some kind of weirdness. Okay.
I would recommend that you turn it sideways. Turn the phone sideways.
How about that?
It's you gotta turn on your auto rotate when you rotate.
Tell me about your gang stalkers. You still have dumb Marcus?
Yes.
Okay. Just bye, honey bunny. Thank you. You want to say hi to the hottest guy in the world? Biometrics, security, lock screen, wallpaper, display, notification sounds, vibration, connections.
No.
Great. Location, smart view. I don't know why it's not giving it to me. Navigation bar, Bixby rounding, night mode. And they mess with it all the time. So I don't know why I can't portrait. Here we go. Auto rotate. Got it.
There it is.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So home screen, lock screen. Okay. Okay.
That's what we wanted.
So I'm left-handed, and this is a right-handed phone.
There's no such thing.
Hey, girly. Look at these gorgeous men. You seen that sexy hat? Oh yeah. What are we doing? Hi. Okay.
What's up?
Okay. Bye. And then. Okay. 2 seconds. We're gonna do not. Is that better? Hold on. 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. 2 seconds. I'm sorry I'm wasting your time. This just sucks. So let's see. Hold on 2 seconds. Are you still there? Oh, hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm still
here. Okay, so let's see if I can prop it up on this.
It's really better if you like prop your phone up somewhere where it's all the way still, but if you can't do that, it's okay.
Bye, Felicia. Let's see where I can put it. So, lighting. Tell me when you get the best lighting.
Yeah, that was good. That's good right there, really.
Here. Okay. Oh my That's not good. How's this?
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good.
Real bad.
How about here?
That's better. If you can get it to stay still.
How's that?
Yeah.
Too much light?
No, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. Okay, so it really is too much light.